happening, gang? It's your boy Retro back again with another reaction video. Yeah. So we got another huge update. You guys could probably already tell it is going down. Just by that title alone, guys, definitely gonna want to see this one. As we got that crooked Nancy Pelosi doing a sit-down interview with CBS's Margaret Brennan, and she somehow cracks under the slightest bit of pressure, guys. I'm excited to get into this one, so we're now straight into it. Make sure you guys hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Before we get into it, you guys, hit that like button, also hit that subscribe button for your boy. And without further ado, let's jump straight into it, folks. Check this one out.
You know, tomorrow morning at the Capitol, you and other members of Congress will be there to certify the election win in 2024 of Donald Trump. There's an unprecedented level of security, in part because of what happened 4 years ago with the violent attack by his supporters to change the outcome of the last election.
Here we go.
Why do you think that so many members of the American public decided that was not disqualifying when it came to re-electing him president?
Well, again, thank you for the opportunity to talk about this, because the denial that they had about the election, which was what they were acting upon, and the denial that they've had since then about what happened on January 6th is just appalling. They want to revise history.
Now, what's appalling is the fact that Nancy Pelosi is now blame shifting and saying that it's all on them and they. That's who did it. When she didn't she take full account of responsibility when her daughter was courting for no security on that day? I mean, I'm just saying, you guys.
6th is just appalling. They want to revise history, and they just can't. But I'm so glad that they have increased security, and I'm hoping that this will be very peaceful, because the public knows that. Now, to your question, I think it isn't, I wouldn't say that the American people disregarded this. Mm-hmm. They just had a different view as to what was in their interest economically and the rest. So I don't call this a disregard of January 6th. I just call it something that they saw in their interest economically.
But I mean, even just last night at Mar-a-Lago, Donald Trump was screening a documentary about the 2020 election, claiming his win and trying to talk about the legal challenges he had. There seems to be a continued effort to claim that he won in 2020.
It's really sad. It really is sad. And I don't know about the film that he had and the rest, but it's almost sick that he would.
Oh my goodness. This is why they need to implement term limits right here. It is sad that she covered up Joe Biden's cognitive decline. I mean, come on. This lady right here, she's getting on my nerves.
I don't know about the film that he had and the rest, but it's almost sick that he would be thinking that in 2020. He's won the election now. Mm-hmm. That will be clear. That will be clear, and tomorrow he will be clearly, we will be accepting the results. So
basically, she's just trying to say that Trump should forget about it all because he won the 2024 election. He overcame the mountain of legal troubles and, partisan hack jobs that came after him because he was running for presidency. He should just forget all of what he's been through, all of what happened, what they took him through, and the innocent folks that are still sitting behind bars. He should forget about it all because he won presidency 2024. It doesn't they don't even make sense anymore.
Clearly, we will be accepting the results of the Electoral College. So he should be triumphant about that. But to be still trying to fight a fight that he knows he lost is really sad.
You know, the president-elect has said that in the first 9 minutes of his new term, he will pardon many of those who participated in January 6th. He said he'll look at it a case-by-case basis. But in looking back at what happened 4 years ago, there are recordings, there's video evidence of what happened. It is personal for you. Some of these writers in your office chanting your name. One of the defendants, we were looking for Nancy to shoot her in the friggin' brain, but we didn't find her. For you, this is personal. So when you hear about pardons, do you think the nonviolent attackers deserve to be pardoned?
Hold on 1 second. I'm trying to figure out where they got that quote from, and I swear this had to been made up by Liz Cheney, that she had Cassidy Hutchinson and them say, because who said that? No one ever said that, and if they did, they would have never repeated it. These folks, the things they will do, the things they will say in order to make a situation look worse than what it truly is. Anything for that narrative, right? Oh my goodness.
Do you think the nonviolent attackers deserve to be pardoned?
The nonviolent, I think that's a violent attacker with the intention.
The violence itself.
Yeah.
The violent language, you think.
Listen to her, y'all. This is why we need term limits. That was a simple question, and she's lost. She's simply lost, guys. I mean, come on. Listen to her. The nonviolent, that sounds violent to me. And she just asked her a simple question. Listen to her.
The nonviolent, I think that's a violent attacker with the intention.
The violence itself.
Yeah.
The violent language, you think.
The violent language, yes, the intention. And, of course, the intention to attack the Vice President of the United States. Now, it didn't end that day. As you know, he called out to these people to continue their violence. My husband being a victim of all of that. And it's...
They will not stop this, man. When do we draw the line? He continued to call for them to continue to come after us? No, he did not. This is the same thing they said about him making the call to action in the first place. This is ridiculous. It's ridiculous the way they try to do and say this is all for the narrative. Listen to her. She's playing the victim. Major victim now. Listen.
He called out to these people to continue their violence. My husband being a victim of all of that. And it's still, he still has injuries from that attack. So it just goes on and on. It isn't something that happens and then it's over. No, once you are attacked, you have consequences that continue. So I don't, it's really a strange person who's going to be president of the United States who thinks that it's okay to pardon people who are engaged in an attack. But let's do this. Let's just say.
She never answered the question, guys. She never answered. She said that she thinks it's sick that there's going to be a president, or strange, there's going to be a president. I think it's okay to pardon innocent folks. Basically what I'm getting from it. She didn't speak on the nonviolent actors on J6. She's literally just going off on some random rant. And this is showing you exactly why we need to implement term limits. Nancy Pelosi's off of it.
Who are engaged in an attack. But let's do this. Let's just say, okay, to the American people, this is what this is about. Do not be conned by the denial of the election of 2020. And why would he be saying that? But he is. And then on top of that, the denial of what happened on January 6th.
But
she keeps talking about the denial of what happened on that day, but did she not deny this man of extra security, extra layers of protection, because he had a feeling that things may boil over and there should be some type of, security, people in place? I just don't get the hypocrisy of it. And then the blame shifting to say it's all this guy. He should be truly ashamed of himself, his partaking and what he has incited. But in all actuality, the blame lies on her more than it does him. She was the one that was supposed to put the people in place to protect. I mean, this is, you can't win. You literally can't win. Listen.
But he is. And then on top of that, the denial of what happened on January 6th.
But some of the 1,600 defendants here were really only charged with trespassing. And when you look at the profiles, University of Chicago did a study. Half of those who broke into the Capitol were white-collar workers. They were small business owners. Didn't necessarily have a criminal record. When you look at that profile, you said intention. It was the intention itself you think that needs to be considered, more so than the crime, that it casts the crime itself of trespassing in a different light for you.
Well, the president said he would go on a case-by-case basis.
Right.
So I assume that some of those people may not have engaged in the violent activities that some of the others did. Look at this beautiful Capitol, the dome built by Lincoln. Under Lincoln's leadership during the Civil War, they said, don't build the dome. It takes too much steel and manpower, they said, from the war effort. And he said, no, I have to show the resilience of America. Mm-hmm. And then under that dome, you saw flags, the flags that, just horrible flags under the dome of Lincoln. Mm-hmm. And so it was horrible, a tragedy, flags. And we cannot be in denial about what it was.
And I'm going to stop it right there, guys, before Nancy goes off on another tangent, reading us a bedtime story about these horrible flags underneath Abraham Lincoln's dome. I mean, give me a break. Does she know the true history of that flag that was pictured right there? It doesn't make sense. These folks on the left, they want to say they're true American patriots. They care so much, respect our Constitution, but I don't even know if they know the history of our country truly. Like when things like that are said and then we see the photo of the Confederate flag popping up, it doesn't make sense to me. Nancy Pelosi got off easy here in this interview. None of the tough follow-up questions were asked or considered. Why was there not increased security protection? Why was that denied coming from you? Do you think you played a role because of this decreased security? It doesn't make sense to me. Well, it does make sense. The network, the legacy media outlets, this is exactly why folks are turning their back on legacy media outlets. When you don't do true journalism. We didn't get many follow-ups, if any, on what Nancy Pelosi was answering. She was just throwing stuff out there at one point, just rambling, going on and on and on, even lying, saying that her husband is, continually affected by what Trump has done, and Trump has, sent out dog whistles to continue this behavior. It just doesn't make sense, guys. Definitely hop in the comment section, though. Let me know your thoughts. Also, make sure you guys hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. If you did enjoy more content like this, catch you guys on the next week.